I'm Yarrow. So I am the away at war father who's making the long trek home, overjoyed to see his son and eager to tell him about the dangers of this mythological world that he's in. The fight scene sort of takes my character by surprise. You know, he's off trying to find this remedy for his wife, and so I think that his inner goodness and then being confronted with this just monster, you know, I think he obviously wasn't ready for it, and so the surprise of the attack is, I think, a big part of that fight scene. But then as he confronts him a second time, he's got that inner strength from having confronted him before, and now he knows a little bit more about what this thing is, and he knows that he's nothing.
My name is Ian George McKechnie the First. I play Ashlynn. He is kind of like a shadow demon, basically. He feeds off of fear. I was thinking really angry thoughts. That's kind of weird. I just kind of basically, like, any pent-up anger that I had or anything that really made me angry, I would think of that, and I would be like, all right, I want to destroy this guy while we were filming. And then when we weren't, I would try to, we crack jokes a lot on the scene.
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot, watch!
On set. So that was, it kind of lightened the mood a little bit. Well, when we were filming, I just tried to be as angry as I possibly could. It drains you. It really does.
No, this is the first time I've had to do a fight scene.
We met in a back room.
Logan, actually, as we went through the different scenes of the fight, we did a lot of improv.
He had a few ideas in mind. He'd gotten clips from a few martial arts movies. And the whole point was for the Ashlynn mainly to just beat the trash out of Yarrow for a while.
We went with what felt the most natural. There were a few times when I was scared to death to do the things that they needed me to do.
Tim would disagree, but my favorite part, I got to throw him over my shoulder. Ah! We did it twice.
Awesome.
He jumped, but I felt kind of strong.
Yeah, we had to do it just right so that I didn't kill myself.
I pictured us just, fighting. It was going to take it, a few, maybe an hour and a half to do the scenes. But really what happens is there's a sequence that needs to happen, and it gets broken down, and there's all kinds of different angles, and it was a lot more complex. But we practiced those blocks and those swings so many times. And because we did, your forearm's getting clobbered every time. It's the same spot every time.
I have a lot more respect for what the actors and actresses in the industry have to go through.
Okay, slate rolling. Okay, camera rolling, slate.
Scene 7M, take 5. Watch. Look what happens when you are filled with hope. Fear cannot touch you.
I am looking over the shots to see what I need to do as a visual effects supervisor to make sure they can set up the scenes the way it needs to be so that it can be executed. Light. Open your hand. Touch. That's kind of where I want you to do. Turn your head to the right just a little bit when you lay down.
He became the scroll boy there on campus for one of the other classes that needed a little child. And in this one, he just has been now known through the grapevine. And Dan gave me a call.
Okay, sweet. What time is it?
I think it's like 9 something. 9:26.
Okay, let's do this.
So.
Okay, audio?
Audio.
Okay, camera?
Rolling. Scene 6, F, take 1.
So today we've had a few challenges. One of the biggest ones that we faced is lighting. As you can see around us, we're kind of in a remote area. We weren't able to bring in a generator or any light, so we had to deal a lot with natural light. And so the only light source we've had was the sun. And so one of the ways we've been able to kind of work with that is we've used a reflector to bounce the light back up into the actor to kind of fill it in. Also, because the Ashlynn is kind of this personification of fear, we wanted to kind of make him look dark. And so one of the things we did with him is we would, put that reflector above him to cast a shadow on him, but then everything behind him would still kind of appear that same bright image. Right now we're filming a scene that's kind of interesting. It's kind of in a trench, and we were getting some really harsh direct sunlight on that. So what we did to kind of fix that problem is we just took a king-size white bed sheet and kind of just laid it on top of it, and even just kind of clamped it to the foliage around. What they did is it cast the shadow, and the light that was coming through was kind of diffused and made it really soft, and really made the scene look great. Expectations coming into the shoot was to have the shoot go as scheduled and have things work out great, get some great shots. We were kind of behind schedule a few times, but I think that's very common for any movie set, especially when you're shooting in a rural environment like this. I mean, if you look around, it was hard to get all the equipment here. It was kind of hard to kind of move everything around. But one thing we have found is we were able to kind of play a few things by ear and kind of adapt to the situations we had and get a lot of actually really great shots that I think are going to add to the film. And so we had some great work from the actors, amazing acting and amazing stunts, and we're going to be doing some special effects here that are going to look really great. So all in all, I'm really excited to see how the film turns out.
It was a long, hard day, but it was more fun than hard. I had a bunch of bruises, and I know it looked good after I saw my bruises.
Fight scenes take a long time to film, I'll say that, and also say that without the crew that we had and the hard work that people put in, it wouldn't have ended up the same way as it has.
Just a great crew. It was a really good experience to work with that many awesome people who were passionate about this. Logan had this script together, and then it happened. And it was neat to see everybody's combined efforts, and I think I learned from that quite a bit, what you can do when you put yourselves together and for a common purpose.